Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 7th. This week, we are just going to make sure that our volume is set correctly, which it is, but we're also going to just jump right in here and we are going to see what comes up for you this week, Aries. For the week of the 7th, make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what is going on for you at this time. You're like the second or third sign that has had some sort of like message about like a spiritual flat tire or something not working out here. I kind of get a couple, this is what always happens to me. I mean, and it's probably because I'm reading for, a billion of you, but what I would say is that I'm kind of getting like two messages here right away in this first row here, Aries. And the first message I'm getting, you have this card, it's the Koala Spirit. It says, Spirit has a plan. For some of you, it's kind of popping into my head as like experiencing a spiritual flat tire this week. And normally, I don't really trust psychic timing. To me, tarot is timeless in general. But what I would say is I do feel that this is something that you could be experiencing this week, the week of the 7th. So if you're watching this before the 7th, it's possible that you've experienced like some sort of spiritual flat tire, or, something not working out for some of you. But for some of you, it's like something might not work out this week. But, really, in a lot of ways, I feel like this is opening you up to a new possibility or something new. So this is almost like a good thing. For others, I just get like this feeling of feeling like you're not in the right place is the best way I could describe it, is what I would say to you, Aries. For some of you, and sorry, my allergies are raging today, and my nose is it really itchy. It's making my eyes water, but which is hilarious. But what I feel here is kind of like this feeling of not being in the right place. It's it's almost like you, wherever you are, it could be where you live, it could be, your job or whatever, where it's like you can't quite put your finger on it with these cards. Like I feel like you're saying to yourself, like, something's off, but I'm not really quite sure what it is. I feel like that's what you're saying here. You have the Five of Cups, the Fool, and the Seven of Cups. Knowing that there's more is what's popping into my head here. It's almost like that there is more, to experience. The Fool here, the Fool is the very, very beginning of the journey. The Fool doesn't know anything, really. In some ways, he knows everything he needs to know, right? He's got this tiny little sack on his back here, and the tiny little sack kind of represents that he is fully prepared for his journey. He has everything he needs right between his two ears. But the Fool, he's also zero. He is at the very beginning of his journey, so he also doesn't know anything at all. It's interesting to go from the Fool to the Hierophant as well, because the Hierophant is a certain level of education, is definitely you kind of learning things while you're on your journey, but he is like the beginning of the hero's journey as well as the Fool, where it's kind of like he hasn't been through anything, difficult or challenging. He hasn't experienced any, loss, or, he hasn't experienced any of the challenges on his journey. But, so it's kind of like you're at the beginning of something here. In a lot of ways, I feel like you've been through a lot, is what this first row is saying with this Five of Cups. And I feel like you have a lot to gain. Five of Cups, I always like to say, yeah, it's a card of disappointment and sadness, but it's also a card of having a lot to gain. So, because there's these two cups that will lead him to the castle in the background if he were to just turn around. Five of Cups is about being grateful for what you do have. I feel like this is about being grateful for your journey. And you have the Seven of Cups here. In a lot of ways, I feel that this row is also kind of like saying, like maybe you are experiencing success right now, or maybe things are better than they were in the past. But at the same time, I feel like your energy is changing. And like I said, a lot of the readings I've been doing this week have been kind of like this energy of where it's like we're raising our vibration, or I don't know, maybe the earth is raising its vibration as well. So it's kind of like for us to step into that vibration, we have to, we're being called to something greater. And that's the energy I'm getting for you here, Aries. Yeah, you have two fives here, a lot of conflict, a lot of, these challenging experiences that you've been going through in the past. So I feel like you've experienced a lot of challenges. I almost get the feelings of kind of like the whole, bursting anger type of feeling. I have a lot of Aries in my chart as well, Aries. I have Venus and Jupiter in Aries. in my chart. And, I kind of see the whole, a lot of people say like Aries are angry or whatever. But at the same time, in the spiritual community, I think like a lot of people make it seem like you shouldn't be angry. But I think that couldn't be further from the truth. I feel like, we have the emotion of anger for a reason. I feel like as long as we use it constructively, then there's nothing wrong with letting it out, right? And for some of you, I feel like the reason I'm saying this is because I feel like you've had a lot of these moments where you kind of like let your anger out, where maybe you have had some outbursts or maybe you have had some moments where you feel like you've blown up. But at the same time, it's almost like this energy has been clearing. Weird feeling that I'm getting here. I hope this is making sense. You have the Nine of Cups. Then this new path is going to lead to a new beginning. This new path is going to lead to everything that you wish and hope for here, Aries. And you have the King of Wands. Like I said, you are kind of like in a good position. I'm liking where this reading is going, because it's like and sorry, my nose is going to be the problem today. But I feel in a lot of ways that you're moving towards like a wish, or you're moving more towards wish fulfillment with this energy. I also feel like you're leaving kind of this round and round situation. So I feel like you've been in multiple situations where it's kind of like you're stuck on the hamster wheel, and you have the Seven of Pentacles here. The Seven of Pentacles is aiming towards this Seven of Wands. It's almost like you could be seeing a lot of situations in your life as having been always the same, and with the Seven of Wands, because Seven of Wands like defending your position at the top of the hill, but it is a card of, kind of like convention, things being the way they've always been before. And so for a lot of you, I feel like you're kind of looking at situations as almost like stuck, because Seven of Wands can be a little on the negative side of things. Seven of Wands can be a little bit of a stuck energy. And a lot of you seem to be wanting to leave that behind. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the High Priestess. The High Priestess I like because, you have the Fool, and then normally you would have the Magician being card number one, and then you have card number two here, the High Priestess. The High Priestess kind of represents something entering into your awareness that kind of makes you see the world from a different point of view in a lot of ways. And that's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting here in your middle row is that, and I've said this to you before, this seems to be a major theme for you, Aries, where it's like you're being shown other ways of living in your life. It's kind of interesting because I've said to you in the past that for a lot of you, I feel, your maybe challenge is family, and you have this Wolf card here. That Wolf card is all about family. This is the Tarot of the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle deck, by the way, and it's actually, this is a mega deck. It's both the Oracle and the Tarot mixed together, that deck right there. And the Wolf card is about family. So for a lot of you, family, and you have that Seven of Wands, very stuck energy with family. So, but it's like you're starting to see outside the family is really what I'm getting. I'm not saying you're not going to be necessarily, leaving your family behind or anything like that. And I'm talking about your immediate family, like your parents, your siblings, things like that. I don't think you're leaving these people behind. I just think you're seeing another way of living. It's like if you were raised a certain way, then you were raised, believing certain things, the Hierophant, this is like the change, kind of like breaking free from some of those beliefs. This isn't, this is not scary or a bad thing. I feel like this is just for, for growth and things like that. I do also feel like there could be love coming in here in this middle row, but it's like you're trying to leave a situation first. Yeah, you have the Moon definitely stepping into an uncertain period of time here, Aries. You have the Five of Cups again with the Hierophant. You have a lot to gain here, and the Six of Swords, yeah. I feel like you're still in these choppy waters. Again, I'm not going to sugarcoat the reading here, Aries. I still feel that there's a little bit of this choppiness going on here with the Six of Swords. Again, I kind of get this weird feeling as well that for a lot of you, like, life might be okay, it's like things might be fine in general, but it's like you're starting to have this pull towards something more, or I feel this maybe this certain type of restlessness going on for you here, and I do get a restless energy with this energy. For some of you, I'm getting like restless legs as well. I think that's like a thing, right? I don't know, but I feel like for some of you, and I'm not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice, but I feel like for some of you that this restlessness could be manifesting like in your body in certain areas. And it's like I feel like you could be feeling like tingling and, all this other stuff. I feel like that's like a symptom of needing to move forward, needing to move towards something new. What I will say is that you don't have the Knight of Swords here, which I would consider to be a good thing. If we see the Knight of Swords showing up here, then I would tell you to, don't make any rash decisions. Don't make any, don't just like run away from things here. But I do get this like restless energy. Where is this going? I don't know. We might have to pull an extra row here, Aries, because this is deep. You have the Wolf here. So again, family is what I'm getting here. You have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, like, conviction. It's a card of, like, knowing that you know something. But, in a lot of ways, Seven of Wands could be that you have been raised with certain beliefs in your life because of family with that wolf spirit there. And now it's like you're starting to see outside of that. Look, you have the Knight of Wands, wanting to be spontaneous. The Knight of Wands is a card of being spontaneous, being open to mysteries, experiencing new things. And you have the Hierophant here, which is, Hierophant is traditional beliefs. It is, the way we were raised. So a lot of you, this reading is like saying you're probably removing yourself from these traditional beliefs, basically the way you were raised, and you're probably opening up to new ways of doing things in your life, like in business and work, pretty much all areas of your life. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's like you're opening up to different ways of doing things here, or you're wanting to open up to different ways of doing things is kind of like the way that I see this here, Aries. And I definitely, I do like that for you. I do feel like there are like gifts coming in for you with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is kind of like a gift from the universe here. It is also a turnaround as well. For some of you, I feel like you're being called to revisit something here with that Six of Cups. Six of Cups is kind of like, what you wanted to be when you were a child, what you thought you were going to be when you when you grow up, right? So I feel like for a lot of you, it's kind of like you see that you want something different, or there's something from your childhood that is calling out to you here. You do have the Lovers here, so definitely at a crossroads, I would say. You have the Devil. It's like you're trying to release certain ancestral patterns here, Aries. And the Seven of Pentacles, change in direction. In a lot of ways, I feel like a lot of people might read this as a love reading, which is fine. I would say that for some of you, I got that feeling over here. I kind of said it in the middle, where I feel like some of you are trying to release yourself from a love situation. It's like you're moving towards something new. For pretty much all of you, though, again, this to me is a big picture reading. I would say this has to do with your whole entire life. And the Devil is releasing old patterns, maybe from like family, or releasing patterns or beliefs that you have from when you were a child, is kind of like what I'm getting here. So Aries, we're just going to ask, why is this important? Where is it? I feel like I want to pull this card as well. Maybe you just need to take some time to rest, relax, recover. You have the Time for a Nap card. This card can also say that maybe it's time to be gentle and kind to yourself if you're going through a transformation like this. This is like a clean slate reading in a lot of ways. Page of Cups, I already know where this is going. Yeah, Seven of Swords, let go of your fears. Again, if you're dealing with liar, cheater, stealer, obviously leave that situation behind, or you are probably. And the Devil, I feel like why this is important is because, a lot of people, I feel like, look at loss the wrong way. It's kind of like, in a lot of ways, maybe some of your beliefs from childhood or from family are being removed from your life, or certain things that you believe to be true it's like you're finding out those things are not true. Again, like this is very similar to like 3 other signs. I don't remember what signs, but the reason this is important is because it's like if you're finding out that something you thought was true isn't true, it's kind of leaving you with like a blank canvas. And that's what I'm getting here. Page of Cups is a card of dreaming. And it is a card of your imagination as well. So it's kind of like almost certain things in your life that you have seen or that have been blockages with the Devil, things that you believed were holding you back. It's like if it's proven to you that those things are not holding you back, then you're free, right? And that's what I get here for you, Aries. I hope this is making sense. You have the Five of Pentacles, scary. A lot of fears here in this top row with all these fives showing up in your reading. Again, 5 might be an important number for you. 555 could be important for you as well, Aries. But it's like one of those things where it's like, it's a little bit scary because, number one, if certain beliefs that you feel were holding you back you're finding out are not true, then it's kind of like you're living a lie, right? With the Seven of Swords. But at the same time, it's like you're a lot more free, I feel. Yeah, Emperor, bossing up here, Aries. And the Magician, there you go. Total new beginning, being able to create your own reality. And he's pointing this way, so he's pointing towards the future. Very simple reading, no reason to overcomplicate it. I feel like this is just saying that you're kind of being given a blank canvas. It's almost like you're starting your life over. And it doesn't matter how old you are, but it's this is so you can create a new reality. So I would say dream big with that Page of Cups. Pretty simple here, Aries, but I like it for like a small percentage of you. And again, I feel like this is, you have that time for nap card, so I would take time to rest, relax, recover, heal, all those other things. But for others, again, I do feel like some of you could be walking away from a relationship, but it's like going nowhere with that round and round card. We're going to do 3 yes or no question cards now, Aries. So let's see what's going on for you. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Feel free to pause this video if you need time to think. I'm also going to put these all together as well. But for card number 1, I would say no. 2 of Swords here. I kind of am getting yes, no. I feel like saying no, but I feel like there's something you're not seeing, something you need to see here. You have the Chariot for card number 2. I would say yes, obviously, definitely a victory. And for card number 3, new beginning. There you go. I would say yes for card number 3. This is definitely saying that you need to move on from the past and move towards something new. This right here is pretty much the entire reading right here. Because 2 of Swords, she is stuck where she has always been. 7 of Wands, Devil twice showing up here. Magician is being spontaneous, and Knight of Wands, allowing the universe, the Chariot, being spontaneous, allowing the universe to guide you. It is a mystery, right? Mystery is the moon. And then Magician, new beginning. So definitely a major new beginning coming in for you. It's time for you to dream big, is what this is saying to me, and imagine a kind of like a new life. In a lot of ways, I feel like you're kind of like, you have the opportunity to exceed your own expectations. So I would dream big, number 1, and I would start thinking that, I feel like this reading is saying that you're going to start doing things you never thought you were going to do. And again, I'm not trying to make this sound as sensational or anything like that. I feel like you've already proven this to yourself, Aries. I feel like you've already, I feel like you've had and done little things in the recent past where you're like, wow, I never thought I would be able to do this. Like for some of you, I'm getting like online sales for some reason are popping into my head. So I don't know, if you sell things online, I feel like some of you, it's like maybe you've only had a few sales or whatever, but I feel like you thought that one wasn't even possible. I feel like for others, it's love. It's like maybe you never thought true love wasn't possible. And then maybe you've had like little clues that things are going the right direction. So I would say don't doubt those clues. And, I love this. So dream big, Aries. Thank you for being here, Aries. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. Really appreciate the support. But thank you, Aries, and definitely enjoy your week.